Hi, I'm John Poplock. Welcome back to Eye on Harness Racing, presented by Trackmaster. The field is set for this week's $500,000 Delvin Miller Adios at the Meadows, following a pair of eliminations raced this past Saturday. Sunfire Blue Chip and driver Dave Palone won the first Adios elimination in a late tussle in 150 and 3.
Sunfire Blue Chip on the inside, Word Power on the outside. Sunfire Blue Chip and Word Power second.
I thought he raced okay. I mean, he got, David had a, tough post to assignment out there, 7 post, and he left with him, and it took him 3/8 to get to the lead. It took a little bit out of him, and when he popped the plug in the last turn, I thought he almost lost him there, so he lost a little momentum. The horse is like type like Don't You Forget It, horse that don't give up, and he's have a heart, that you just love. He's a full brother to Heston Blue Chip, so he have the pedigree to step up and be one of the serious contender. I mean, he's showed that so far that he's one horse that we might want to see a little bit of all this season here.
Lone Wolf Courier and driver John Campbell won the second of 2. They took the lead before the half and then spent the rest of their time fighting off challenges in a 148 and 4 mile that marked Campbell's 25th win in either an Adios final or elimination. Driver Dave Palone will be looking for his second Adios win to go with the one he earned with Washington, V.C. in 1999. He joins us via Skype. Well, David, first of all, I want to say welcome and thanks for taking time to join us on what's a big week for you, Adios Week. Tell us a little bit about Ultimate Beach Boy. I know you drove him in the eliminations. He closed like a freight train. What do you like about him?
Yeah, he seems like an awful nice colt, John. He went a great trip in his elimination. I was very happy with him. It's the first week for Ronnie, and when we talked, he thought that he was going to be okay last week, but he thought that having him for 2 weeks, he would be even better this week. So maybe we'll peak at the right time.
Tell us about the Adios itself. You're a local boy. This obviously is your big race. There are richer races. Some would say there are more important races, but to you, I have a feeling there's nothing bigger than winning an Adios.
Yeah, it's huge for me. My dad brought me my first Adios when I was 13, and I don't think I've missed one ever since. And, now at 51, you only get so many opportunities, and this colt gives me a good opportunity to win the race that, like you say, I covet the most. And it's a nice local connection. Ronnie Burke also is a local trainer from this area, and the owners are buddies of mine, and they're local too. So, it would be an extra feather in our cap if we could win it here at home. I think it means a lot to all of us.
Is it easier to win it when you have eliminations 1 week earlier, or is it easier to win when you have eliminations on the same day, do you suppose?
Well, everything had to fall in place the year that I won it. I was driving a little-known horse called Washington, D.C., and it was kind of a David and Goliath story. He won his elimination. It was a sloppy track. He was a non-speed horse, raced from the back. Got lucky, and then drew inside of Blissful Hall, who drew the 8 in the final, which was also lucky on my part. And Blissful Hall had a rough trip into the front, and I ended up running him down in this stretch. So a lot of things, it's like a little brown jug. A lot of things have to go right that day. And everything did go right that day. Now with 2 eliminations, you got a little more time to prep. You don't earn your post position. It seems like the horses with the best chance all drew good, so it's a wide open race. I could see 5 or 6 different scenarios playing out.
Let's talk about career victories. You very celebrated last year, became North America's all-time leader with well over 15,000 victories. What an incredible number that is. Now, I know that Heinz Wavering in Germany has 16,676 right as of this moment. Is that a number that is now within your sights?
It's still too far away to even think about it. It's just show up every day and grind them out. I can say that last year was a lot of fun chasing the record, but it was also very stressful. And I'd like to just kind of sneak up on it. When I get a little closer, we'll start talking about it if I'm fortunate enough to get there. But it will be fun when it gets close, and I'm looking forward to it.
David, thanks for taking time out.
Thank you, John.
The Trotting Triple Crown season opened this past Saturday at Yonkers, where Cream Puff Mac Daddy and driver Jason Bartlett took the lead before the half and won in 156-3 as the second betting choice in the first of two eliminations.
And Cream Puff McDaddy has opened up. Cream Puff McDaddy by 3 between horses Dewey covering the line. And then comes Lauderdale third. On the inside, Can't Have Abs. It's Cream Puff McDaddy.
In the second elimination, Don't You Forget It came first over at the three-quarters and drove to a 157-2 victory with trainer Jimmy Tactor in the sulky.
Between horses, Don't You Forget It. Celebrity Stimulus towards the inside. And suddenly on the scene, here comes FICO through the stretch and to the wire. FICO coming after Don't You Forget It. It's down to these two. Don't You Forget It. FICO on the outside. Don't You Forget It.
Well, the horse race actually pretty good in his elimination. I had a little problem with him to get the good footing on the track. I mean, this is the first time he raced on that track, and he came after 3 starts from Pocono, so of course it's a big change. But he always fight hard, and he's a horse that never give up. And post 4, of course, it's a big plus. You get punished with 7 and 8 posts. That's very difficult there.
He's a small horse, so does this suit him, being at Yonkers?
Well, they say the small horses fit probably better on a half mile, but I don't think it's matter on this colt. I mean, he's long-legged, he got a good stride, and he's just the kind of horse that I don't think it matter him if he on a half mile or big track. From where he come from, as a very basically a midget when he came in here as a baby, and made over $500,000.
Has he exceeded your expectations because of that?
My expectation when he came in here, you didn't even think he had a chance to even get to races. That's how tiny he was.
We are the U.S. Trotting Association. We don't own or breed racehorses and don't operate racetracks. We're the 20,000 individuals in the United States who do. We publish the sport's most widely read monthly magazine, Hoofbeats. We present the sport's most visited website, ustrotting.com. We teach fans all about racing through our online night school. We help place retired horses through our Support Our Standardbreds and Full Circle programs, and we have been advancing the sport of harness racing and the standardbred horse for 75 years. We are the U.S. Trotting Association. Market Share served notice that he was ready for this past Saturday's Maple Leaf Trot by winning a recent qualifying race in a record 150-3 on July 13th. Last year's Hambletonian winner came clear at the end to beat Mr. Herbie and Uncle Peter in 151-1.
Market Share, flexing his deep stretch muscle, widens now to 2 lengths, back into second Wishing Stone, Mr. Herbie on the outside from in third, late speed coming from Uncle Peter from the backfield from in fourth. Market Share is clear for T-Trick and he leads by 3, and it's Market Share to win the 62nd edition of the Maple Leaf Trot.
Mr. Herbie got behind you, you wanted to come first over.
Yeah, I had to, go forward off the gate, couldn't get away too far back, and they were racing them up front, and, at the half, they flushed me, and I come first up, and my horse was game and just trotted right up to the leader, and then he went right on by, and he continued to trot all the way to the wire, so it was really good.
Did you have a game plan coming in? You had post 8, and it was safe to say you weren't going to go to the back.
No, I just go forward and see. I was playing it by ear. In those big races, you can't have too many plans. You just got to play it and see what happens and hope other people make mistakes and you can capitalize on them.
Tell me about this horse coming into tonight. How was he?
He was good. I was really concerned because of the crazy heat that we've had. So it was about keeping him hydrated and making sure that he didn't get too stressed out on the trip. But he was real good after the qualifier last week, and I was hoping he was going to hold his form at least through this race.
In Cleveland this past Saturday, the Ohio-based A Rock and Roll Dance got free with 3/8 of a mile to go and won in 149-1, a world record for a 4-year-old horse around 4 turns, and pushed his life earnings over $2 million in the process.
Stretch in the Battle of Lake Erie, and A Rock and Roll Dance now takes the lead. He's drawing away. A Rock and Roll Dance, he's looking for the time. 149-1, new track record here at Northfield Park.
The Delvin Miller Adios is one of the most important and storied races each and every year. In the wake of 2 interesting eliminations, here to sort things out and give us his picks is Paul Ramblow.
This weekend we have a pair of major stakes for the 3-year-olds, the Delvin Miller Adios for the Pacers, and the Yonkers Trot, the first leg of Trotting's Triple Crown. I think trainer Jimmy Takter has an outstanding opportunity to sweep both of these lucrative events. In the Adios, he has elimination winner Sunfire Blue Chip, who won his elim from post position 7. This week he gets post position 4 in the final. I think he'll go right to the front and possibly hold off all comers. However, Lone Wolf Courier, who won an elimination last week, as well as Ultimate Beach Boy from the Ron Burke stable, will also be around at the finish. However, in the Yonkers Trot, I think this is all Jimmy Takter, and don't you forget it. This small track specialist has been very good this year in other major stakes, finishing second in the Dexter Cup and third in the Beal. I think he'll win from post position 4 in the Yonkers Trot. However, don't overlook Fico, who has the rail in the Trot and was second to Don't You Forget It by Justin Nose in their elimination last weekend. I'm Paul Ramlow for Paul's Paddock Picks.
Trackmaster's Harness Pro is the most unique and powerful harness racing handicapping tool available on the market today. There's no software to download or install. Simply and easily handicap from any PC, Mac, or tablet computer using a web browser. Visit Trackmaster.com to become a Harness Pro. Trackmaster has again provided us with platinum picks for the Ion Harness Racing Race of the Week. Here are this week's Trackmaster Platinum picks for the Delvin Miller Adios.
Harness handicappers, this one's for you. Trackmaster Harness Pro is the most unique and powerful handicapping tool dedicated to harness racing on the market today. It's a combination of all the features found in sophisticated handicapping software, all conveniently presented as a web-based, all-in-one handicapping utility. The only product you'll ever need. Trackmaster Harness Pro has these exclusive features: top performers, graphs, power ratings, sortable statistics, PDF race programs included. Trackmaster is your complete source for harness racing information. Trackmaster Harness Pro for the serious player.
That's it for this week. Next week, a special pre-Hamiltonian edition of Ion Harness Racing will feature our correspondents Ken Weingartner and Gigi Diaz. It will be a great lead-up to the world's most important trotting race for 3-year-olds. I'm John Pavlak. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to make Ion Harness Racing a regular Thursday viewing habit.